What's going on, guys? It's me, Shikushu. We are back with another Musume video. And here we are going to be training Orfevre for the upcoming CM, which should be next week, right? I don't know why I'm unsure, because I'm pretty sure it is next week. I'm pretty sure I checked earlier this week also. Yeah, it is next week. Let's see. Yeah, it should start around next Thursday. So next Friday's video, already ahead because I already see the date. Yeah, next Friday's video would just basically be day 1, round 1. So we got pretty much a week. We got pretty much a week. That was a hella bright. To prep for the CM, to maybe even get a US. Maybe even get a US. For the setup, we are just gonna stick to the 2 speed setup just to give it a just, you know, it did look good, but you know, we haven't really had like the good run. What I mean by the good run, it's, you know, how we got UA9 in the last scenario, and a good amount of UA8s, a few or a couple, but I was there. I had my moment. Had my moments, so we'll see. We'll see if we'll have my moments this time around, or these moments this time around before the CM. But we're gonna go with Almondai and Still in Love for the speed cards, Borrowing Dodo, Tamamo Power, Forever Young Wise card, and then using my Tazuna friend card. And that is pretty much it for the setup. So we're gonna get started with the run. And before we get started the run and go over the comments, if you guys haven't joined the Discord server, link is down in the description down below. And with that being said, as you guys saw yesterday, I did post my arcane pulls. So if you guys haven't checked that out, feel free to go check it out. It is my first Enfield summons for my channel. So see how that went. See how that went. And then later today, probably after Deadly Assault. Yeah, Deadly Assault. Will be when I post the story. It was about like close to 5 hours, if anything. Although I didn't know if I had to do it in the middle of the story, I cut it out of the editing, or actually I think I paused the recording, but I did a certain something in between because it felt like I needed to do it. It felt like I needed to do it, so I just did it. Pretty much a little detour in the middle of the story, but it is what it is. but I will say this, since we've been on like talking about stories of like whatever gacha games, I will say this: NCE and Enfield has been a different vibe than what I've been currently used to like the Hoyo games and Kuro. So it's pretty nice. It's pretty nice in a way. I would say that. Like, yes, there's still some familiarity when it comes to like certain parts of the story where I was kind of expected for it to happen and all that, but there were certain aspects where I was like, oh, did not expect that, or I'd be, you know, really into it. So I'll give Enfield and NC its credit there, because I, like I said, I'm a story guy. I'm a story guy, which is why I don't really, there's no sense complain about the story, because, well, it's like I said, a lot of these stories just have like their own way of even though I say like a lot of these games do follow kind of like the same pattern or trope or whatever when it comes to like the stories, how it's basically built up. Sometimes you come across games where they kind of have like bits and pieces of it, or they have it implemented in their story, but they still try and stand out from it. That's pretty much how I see it, I guess. So far, NT and Enfield has given me that feeling in a sense, away from like what I've been used to, or like after playing not just gacha games. It's kind of still the same when it comes to like other games in a sense. Kind of still get that same feeling, but that's probably just me. Just pretty much been playing video games my whole life, so it is what it is. But since I was a kid, I've always loved story games, the long RPG adventure story games. As a kid, I did play the original Final Fantasy VII on the PlayStation. So, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. But no, Enfield's story has been pretty good. I would think so. Even the character stories on the side, I thought that was still pretty good, in my opinion. So yeah. Enfield story should be released later today. And then I thought they were gonna do, even though I knew it was gonna be like another week before, well, like I think like 11 days or so, but for Remio to get released in Zenless, I got thrown off because when I logged in for resets, like two hours ago, it gave me a login with Polychromes, and I was like, and I saw Remio, I was like, huh? But I guess they're just giving us some stuff, I guess. But I do need to do that one event in Zenless still. I still need to do the Pink Paws Highs. I need to finish it off. I never went back to it. Only because this week, I've been pretty much, well, I did do it like around Sunday, I think. That's why I was like halfway, but I wanted to catch up to some games. Like I said, I caught up to Star Rail, played Enfield. Oh, and then the weekend was busy last weekend because I recorded NTE, WUA, Enfield. Obviously, Pretty Derby. Obviously, Pretty Derby. Yeah. And then I played Star Rail like 2 days ago, which I still need to do the current story. After the story yesterday, after recording and uploading it, I didn't really, and editing and uploading the Enfield story, I just thought it was too late to post it. So that's why I'm posting it today. But truthfully, when it was fully uploaded, it was pretty late. So I didn't want to upload it like at 7 or 8. To me, that's late from considering the times that I normally post. So it is what it is. It is what it is. Normally I do post the story the day by the next day, so it's fine. It's fine. Is my camera okay? It looks fine. All right, just making sure. And my mic is fine. Me checking my camera made me check my mic, but I had already checked. It's fine. We're good here. We're good here. Anything else worth mentioning? Oh, I did play a little bit of Genshin while Enfield was uploading yesterday. I did progress in the event more. I was able to unlock the other 2 stuff. So now I can either wait it off or I can just continue doing it. But I do want to get that Zenless event done out of the way, or maybe even all of them if I can. And then, do I have all my bonds right? Yeah, I do. Okay, we're good then. But yeah, I do want to get done with with probably the entirety of Zenless. And maybe even fully catch up on Star Rail before story-wise, before I focus on Genshin. I think I want to try and get as much done prior to Zenless updating. So that would give me like a little over a week. In a way, I'm kind of just trying to give myself the wiggle room that I could have given myself already, but it is what it is. It is what it is. But thankfully, all I have for Enfield is just the events. It's going to be like 3 weeks until they go with the next banner. But I'm not even sure if I'm going to pull for Lino, I think was her name. I don't know. NT, obviously, Roy is also, I guess that's also in about 11 days, I think. So I guess that's same time as Remail gets released. I did see in NC there was a hide and seek event that they just added. I don't know if they just added it tonight or yesterday, but I don't remember seeing that. I don't remember seeing it, but I saw it. Actually, I don't remember if I've seen it this whole time. I think they just added it to be safe. But I think I'm most likely pulling for Yoroi. Like, yeah, I did have a good impression, and I did essentially like her, but I didn't think I'd like her more once I knew more of her personality. I just thought it was hilarious, if I'm going to be honest. So I think I'm most likely going to pull for Roy, even though I should probably chill and probably wait for Zonko. But no, I think I'm going to pull for Roy, then into Zonko. And then I think for phase 2 of 1.3 is when I'm going to skip. I think. Because honestly, I don't remember that character. If she has been introduced or whatever, I'll be real. She does not look familiar to me at all. I don't think I've seen her. I don't know if she's been mentioned or whatever, like, honestly. And if she has, well, that's all on me. That's all on me. Normally, I'm going to remember these, but I don't remember seeing that 1.3 character that was supposedly supposed to be the only banner, but until they released Zonko. But, I don't know. And then Star Rail obviously has I think the collab's coming up soon. So Rena and if they're gonna do the same thing as last year, we should be getting Gilgamesh for free. And then you can get a chance of getting the light cone for free if you do like 200 pulls, which they already had implemented it implemented in the banner system because they put it on the current banner. So my pulls counted towards it, which is great. Which is great. So although for whatever reruns they're doing, I don't think I'll be doing any of the reruns for Cerija or Anaxa. Aventurine is getting released, but I do already have them. Then Genshin should just be the Columbina rerun, which I have her, so that's perfectly fine. Wuwa, it is gonna be in like, oh wow. So that week is gonna be stacked. Gosh. That week is gonna be stacked. With banners at least. Because it's gonna be Wuwa with Sui Sui. Or was it Soy Soy? Or however they said it in global. Which I refuse to say it. I only want to say it this one time just to, in a sense, make sure you know who I'm talking about. But I'm pretty sure y'all want to know who I'm talking about, regardless. But yeah, I'm pulling for her. It wasn't obvious. And then that week is also Iroi, and that week is also Remiel. Jeez. Alright then. I didn't think I'd have 3 gotchas to worry about pulls in a week, but actually no. Because sometimes the other games that I don't talk about at all, I do pulls there, but like Frontline updated this reset, I think, or yesterday, last night. And well, I didn't check the banner, I'll be honest, so I don't. But I think I'm not pulling on this one because it's physical. I think. I could be wrong. I mean, normally I'd have Nova here be talking about Girls Frontline. So, but I do see he's not in the comments section. So we'll just see. We'll just see. I'll just talk about it. I guess on Monday's video. And then Pretty Derby, not doing any pulls until half Annie. If I even get enough by half Annie. For some reason. Oh, there's still like the Masters Challenge or Masters Race, whatever, that I could still do to get me more. And all that, but yeah, we'll just see. But there's also only 4 comments. Let me just refresh just to be sure there's maybe more than 4. Let me actually also check if anything's being held, because just in case that's where Nova's comments went. But the past week, I guess, or this week, didn't see it. So I don't know. I don't know. Actually, that makes fine. Oh no. It's fine. But yeah, because I don't think there's anything else for me to talk about. This is just the yeah, it's just that. I guess one more thing to mention, I did manage to kinda reorganize my desk. Kinda. I say kinda because it wasn't that big of a change. Well, it kinda is. Kinda is. Just give me a sec real quick. Just to do, should we save the broth? Yes, let's save the broth. And maybe some this. So the little pegboard shelf that I added a couple months ago, a good amount of time ago, I emptied it in this mostly, and I moved that stuff under over here to my left, under basically where I had those acrylics I showed you guys. They're all just here. I did have stuff there, but I just moved it and put it somewhere else. And then that would most likely allow me to put the stuff here, the Yang Yang and Sui Sui stuff that I bought up on there, and then other stuff that I could add, obviously. But As long as there's more space, but somehow, some way, I had made more space on my desk. Pretty sure I can. Especially for like the past couple months. I haven't done it yet, but I've been waiting to get a display cabinet or a corner display cabinet for the where my desk used to be in my room. Just because it's pretty much just an empty spot right now. So it'll be nice, and then maybe it'll give me a chance to rearrange things, what I want to put in there, maybe even make more space on my desk or on the other shelves in my room, but I'm fine as of right now. Other than that, I didn't really do much. It sounds like I say I didn't do much, but it sounds like I did do quite a bit, but I guess now I'll go over the comments. Because even with I just saw that Eugen added a reply to his comments. So I was like, ah. Well, like 12 minutes ago, but it's still pretty recent. It's still pretty recent. But yeah, even with the lower comments, I've still the video length hasn't really changed too much, right? It's still about an hour. If I really drag it on, like I did that one time last week. Last week? Was it last week or earlier this week? Or Monday? Regardless, it will still be like, it would be like an hour 20 or an hour and a half, I guess, if I really drag it on, which that's all on me. But it seems like it does take pretty much just maybe 45 minutes if you're not just distracted or doing anything else. But I guess, yeah, 45 minutes to an hour it has been pretty much the norm for scenarios normally. That's why Nova really likes Lark and the shortened ones, because they literally just removed the last 3 turns or last few turns, and it's faster. At least that's how it's been since Lark. But starting off with the comments, first one is Asta. Shoo, now there won't be those constant notifications from Nova. Sometimes for me or others, he is free. The notifications doesn't necessarily bother me. Like, I'll be honest, my phone doesn't, I don't have notifications on on my phone. I try to keep my phone as silent as possible when it comes to notifications, because well, for like stuff that doesn't necessarily need me to look at right away. Comments, I don't look at them right away, obviously. I'll come across them if I do log in, check out YouTube Studio for whatever reason, or if I just want to clear my notifications, I'll catch a glimpse of the comments that I see. Never really bothered me. Notifications don't really bother me if we're just talking about YouTube notifications. Because one, I'm literally, if on my free time, if I'm just on my computer, I'm already literally on YouTube. Regardless. Whether I say free time, so yeah, I'll either just be playing whatever game while watching YouTube. And then I'll just see the notification pop up. Does it bother me? No. Because it's literally, it's just going to be a red number right beside it. How's that going to bother me? Throughout all this whole time when Nova was commenting, I never complained a single time about the notifications. And Nova's been commenting for like 3-4 years. I think I would like to say 4 on the longer end. Same thing with Yujin, but Nova obviously has been like the... So... yeah, I wouldn't say notifications was entirely a problem for me, Asta. That's honestly one of the least of my worries. It's one of the least of my worries. Plus, my phone is always in front of me. Yeah, I won't like get notification things for certain things, but I still have my phone in front of me or in my pocket. So it's not like I'm trying to detach myself from my phone. Because sometimes my phone is just literally in front of me, turned on for like a good amount of time, whether I'm playing global on my phone, because normally I do play global on my phone, because I'd rather have it on my phone so I can do other stuff on my computer. Or I'm just on my phone. It's not like I'm not on my phone, but my phone is always in front of me. So even if I did have notifications on, my phone's always on silent. So it doesn't necessarily bother me if I do see my phone light up. I'm just gonna look at it because I do have notifications for the things that I should have notifications on, right? And other things, obviously, like me being into sports, I do have sports news on and all that. So it is what it is. It is what it is. Notifications never bother me unless like if even for group chats, if they're going ham, I'm gonna silence that group chat and I'll just go back to it later. If I have nothing involved with that conversation, I'm just gonna silence it. It's that simple. But notifications don't bother me, Asta. It's never been a factor. Yeah, it never really has been a factor to me, so... So, essentially, I've been free this whole time. It's like I said. Like I said, I see all this noise, whether if it's notifications, all the complaints and yapping from gacha communities, ignored. I'll look at it. It won't bother me. But it won't bother me. I thought I made that clear. That all this noise won't necessarily bother me. From me just doing myself, you know? It's me doing me. I'll keep recording. I keep enjoying going over the comments. I never complain about the comments. Heck, the more the comments, the more I'm into it, you know? So it's kind of like... Nothing. And then for like gacha games, complaints, all this and all that never really bothered me. Like I said, because I just if I'm enjoying the game, how it is, how they're releasing things, that's all that matters. That's at the end of the day, it's all how you feel towards it, right? Like you could hear all the noise you want about stuff, but at the end of the day, it's all on me. It's all on me. It's kind of like being I guess like let's just take LeBron James for example right now. He's hearing all this noise about where he should go, what would happen if he goes here or there, NBA stuff, because it's free agency right now. And so I'm just trying to pick an example. He can hear all the criticisms and all the news about that's going on, but at the end of the day, it's still his decision, and it ain't gonna bother him wherever he goes, because it's his choice. So, in a sense, for me, it's kind of the same. I can hear all the noise about the games that I play, all the negative stuff that people are saying, all the distractions, whatever. And I'll still play the game because if it doesn't affect me, I'll keep playing. I'll keep playing and enjoying the game. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. And then the next comment from Asta says, "So you were saying the story in Zenless is better for you?" I did say that. I did say that. Out of all the Hoyo games, I would say Zenless would be the best one out of Genshin. Well, I don't want to talk about Impact because I rarely talk about Honkai Impact. Excuse me. But I will say that Himiko scene in Impact, though. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. Well, no, Genshin, like I already explained the whole Genshin thing. The story didn't really start getting better to me until like years later, basically. And then Star Rail, I still enjoy the story. I do understand the nonsense and how, I guess, kind of what they're going for with some of the dialogues. But I'm kind of just like, I still like the story of Star Rail. Don't really have anything negative to say, even with the duration and all that. The lot for me, honestly, like I said, I'm the story guy, so the longer the story, the more I'll be into it. So that's why I really liked Euphorius, for the fact that it was pretty much story heavy. But like I said, I did really like Penacony as well. It's not like I didn't enjoy the past stories for Star Rail. It's just Penacony was good to me, and Euphorius was good. Playing Arcadia, still judging it. Still judging because I'm just waiting for the I'm just waiting for me to catch up before I fully judge it. Because for me, the only thing I'm really enjoying pretty much about playing, well, one of the things I'm enjoying about playing Arcadia is just Himiko's finally getting her spotlight. I did say with Lucilla that I was, in a sense, kind of getting Himiko vibes, or the other way around. Plus, the way they dress is kind of similar. Differences, of course, but kind of similar. That's just me. Agree to disagree. It's just how life is. But, just like Nova said, we can still coexist and agree to disagree. But it's just friendly debates, you know? Like I said. But, and then I'll continue on with the comment. Well, I actually agree with you there. It's because Zenless uses a comic book style for its dialogue. To me, that feels fresh. Yeah, they do use a comic book style for some of their cuts, or for certain cutscenes of their choosing. I was like, it's a race. I can't really do anything about this. Well, technically, I could still just make the ramen, but it won't really do much during a race, right? But yeah, seeing different ways of showing the dialogue could be it could be a way of having something new and fresh, in especially if you play multiple gacha games. So yeah, I see it, but that, to me, that wasn't really to me, that really wasn't the factor. I'm actually talking about the story. You're talking about comic book style for its dialogue. That's not really that's not really story, is it? That's more how they're for its dialogue. I guess I get what you're saying. But it's more dialogue than anything that's really pushing it for you, rather than the story itself. So I guess the real question would be, do you actually enjoy the story of Zenless, or is it because of the comic book style you're enjoying it? Because those are two different things. I genuinely enjoy the story, not because of the comic book style. Talking to the story guy here. Like I said, I'm into the story. And I did say that it's pretty much on good terms as like alongside Wuwa, because they did release the same year. Although there are differences, obviously, they both have done well delivering their story, in my opinion. Not because of how they're delivering it, they're delivering their dialogue. So now, like I said, the real question is, Asta, do you like the story taking out the comic book style dialogue? I guess the way they're speaking, right? Or they're speaking, or the way they show the story or say the story, but their lines and all that. But do you actually like the story that's how it is right now? With how it's developed over time? That would be the real question, I'd say. Rather than how they, I guess, deliver the story, because the comic book style, like you said. Because you can like how they deliver something, or how they present something, but you might not like the bone of, or the like the meat and potato, the thing that makes it, you know, like the main entirety of it. You could like bits and pieces of what they done for the story, but do you like the actual story? Is the real question. And for me, yes, I do like the actual story. I do like the actual story. Because I feel like everything is still, in a way, closely related to how it started in the beginning, in a way. I feel like they still try and expand the lore and all that. Whereas I would say in Star Rail, yes, they would mention some things in the past and all that. But in a sense, it's kind of like Genshin, where the past regions, unless it's like events and all that, they would pretty much just forget about it. Zenless, yes, it's pretty much kind of the same. Like right now we're in Roscalifer, but we were in Phylum Heights, but then we ended up back in 6th Street, right? During the Angels of Delusions, which is perfectly fine. Which is, you know, we're going back. And then we end up in Roscalifer, so unlike let's say like Genshin, after Mondstadt went to Liwa, and we're like, I wonder how it is gonna be in Liwa. Or I wonder how Mondstadt's doing, then we go head towards to Inazuma. So it's not like we're going back and forth. Given the setting is different. Feels like everything is way more closer, obviously, in Zenless than it is in Genshin, but see that, and that. Other than that, that's pretty much it for Asta's comments. Appreciate it as always. Just like I said, I don't think the comments were the reason for the duration of how long my videos are, because that's just half of the comments. 2 out of the 4. And we're already 40 minutes in. And I would say that my pace has been pretty much been the same, I would think. But the next comment is from Kazuki. Oh wait, I remembered. One of the Japanese YouTubers that I watch used the support deck with 3 speed, 1 stamina, 1 wise, and he or she got US 8 with 9,450 SP, and here's a support deck. Give me a sec. Give me a sec while I... Teo Almondai, Still in Love, Dodo, Forever Young, and Tazuna. Hold up. I have all those cards. Well, I don't have all those. Well, technically I do, because Dodo I can just borrow. But was Tazuna MLB? was Tazuna MLB. Because if I do run this, I can give this a shot over the weekend. But if I do run this, there's still gonna be a difference between MLB and 0LB, obviously. So, but I'll give it a shot over the weekend if I remember, because I do have all those cards. I do have all those cards besides Dodo, but like I said, I technically do because I can just borrow it. But we'll see. We'll see. Thank you, Kazuki, for the comment. Appreciate it as always. And then the last comment is going to be from Eugen. Just refresh just to see if maybe... Nope. Nope. But it says... Ooh. It's New Year's Dia, so no train along video. That's what I thought at first. I looked on my Umas and see an untouched New Year's Dia, so I made it 4-star plus skill level up, including the discount. So there goes my reserve materials that I have been accumulating for years. But if you've been accumulating it for years, shouldn't you have an abundant amount then? Shouldn't you have a good amount then? And one character shouldn't really do bad if you have a good amount. During training, I have problems with move going down. Huh? Move going down or mood? I want to say you mean mood, not move. But still keep to moving forward while trying to raise it on events. So... the result ended up as a UA6 with a stats of 2240 speed, 1677 stamina, 1634 power, 842 guts, and 1275 wise, and a total of 7600 or 7675 SP, and an aptitude of S on long distance. Total accumulated skills of 40, including 16 rare or evolve skills. So I believe I made a blunder of choosing a ramen region in Classic and Summer Year, which I'm unable to utilize. That's why I'm still trying to figure out one with power setups, and so you did a better rank than I am. I already shared it to you, a reference through DM. Oh, we'll check that out then. I mean, with this setup, I just pretty much... Well, I feel like maybe... I don't know. I've pretty much just been picking what I've normally picked when using this setup. At least that's what it feels like. At least that's what it feels like. I'm just going through the motions of what I feel like I've been doing this whole time. But if you overload speed, you can still remember it can turn it to SP. But yeah, it really depends on the flow of the training how power will works on. If ask either, you need power card. If you're a runner for betweener or chaser, you need the skill provided by it. In common case, the runner or leader only need minimum power. Well, I guess if we're just gonna go with common cases, then I was using Dia, which is a betweener. So technically, using a power card was the right move then? Technically, by that sentence, I guess. That's just me reaching for straws or grasping for straws or whatever. But it's cool. I mean, if that's the case, maybe I will try 3 speed, but let's just see how it goes first. I'll see how it goes over the weekend. And then Eugen added saying, but by the way, it's been a while since I last streamed Satono Diamond, sadly as part of the Satono faction. That's all I can say on you. Because you can like them. But obviously you were more on the turbo. Obviously. You were more on the turbo. Even Nova being in the Satono faction, he doesn't even train Satono at all. Any Satonos at all. Between Crown and Daya, so even though he really likes Vivlos, he still doesn't bother using her for whatever outside whatever she's good at, because obviously he just has other Umas to use. I mean, we do too, but we just choose to keep using whoever we want to use, and for those races. But it is what it is. It is what it is. You keep using Turbo. That's just what it is. I keep using the between Kita and I guess now between Kita and Cap more than Teo in a sense, but it is what it is. It is what it is. I mean, I train Daya, but mainly only for long distance, so it's whatever. Nothing too serious. Nothing too serious unless you actually have Daya like in your top 3 at the very least, I would say maybe. Or you really, really like Daya or the Satonos. I mean, Kita's just Kita. I just really like Kita. Well, other than that, that's pretty much it for all the comments. So thank you, Eugen, Asta, and Kazuki for the comments. Appreciate it as always. And now we can just solely focus on the training for the last bit of it. Because we are heading into the summer training, which is why I rested, because, well, we were very low on energy. We were very low on energy, so... Alright, let's do that. Wait, we only have 2, right? Do we only have 2? Yeah, I only have 2. We'll just use 1 then. I'm trying to see... No, I was trying to see if there's any other comments from... But no. Guess I'll just keep raising speed, get it closer to its max. Probably not too close. That way I can let the Ura finals pretty much bring it up. Like I did yesterday, I think. But also because I know I'm going to be doing wise training, so... Let's try and get more stamina here, yeah? Or wise. I think... Do we have... I think maybe we do this. Maybe it'll trigger stamina, I don't know. I would like for it to trigger stamina. But it didn't. This is really pushing it, though. Whatever, I'll do it, because power kind of... Yeah. Maybe the last one we'll do wise if it gives us wise. Ooh, we got stamina, though. Alright, let's see how it's going to be. With stamina or wise. I think I'll just keep going with stamina simply because I do need to get it pretty high. So I'll keep trying. Well, over here we should probably rest. In this case, I'll do this just so I can get more of the stuff. I don't know what to call it. I don't know what to call it, but let's try and speed this up just a little bit. Maybe I can at least make this a little under an hour. Maybe. I doubt it though, because maybe. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. Let's see if we can get power a little bit higher. Something. There we go. And it does give good stamina a decent boost. I forgot. I forgot Orfevre does do this, where we're just forced to rest. Totally forgot about that. So much dialogue. So much dialogue. This will be fine. Kind of just build up a little bit on the ingredients. Then I don't want to do another speed one. Let's see if we can get stamina. Or wise, I guess. Know what? I might do that. So it's fine. We'll just see what happens. Just see what happens with the other stats. Still need to worry about them. I think we could get... Can we? Can I? Maybe. I don't need that, so I'll focus on stamina. Or maybe power also. I'll try and keep stamina and power maybe close. But we are close to the end. I don't know if this is going to be high enough. Can it be? We'll just see if we can get stamina rainbow trainings then. If we can probably just get 3 straight stamina rainbow training, or 2 and then 1 power, that might be good. Or maybe all power, because it does give a decent amount of stamina, like a good amount of stamina in a way. But we'll just see. We'll just see. This one. Do that, and now the final 3 races and trainings of these training, and then end the video. Pick up the skills and end the video, but there we go. Stamina. I wouldn't mind one more stamina like that, and then one power. Just to raise power up higher. Or maybe even 2 power. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Yep, let's do that. And then... honestly, maybe one more power. That way I can get closer to 1600. But I kind of want stamina just so I can get guts up. This honestly wouldn't get me to... it wouldn't get me to 16, so... I think we'll just do this. So it'll at least get me closer to 1800 for stamina. If we're just going to use 1800 as a... or maxed out as a thing. I feel like that's a lot. But with it being 3600... oh, why not, right? Why not, right? Along with Dodo's evolved skill, I guess. But let's see if we can quickly pick out these skills and then maybe end the video by under an hour. Barely under an hour. Kind of like in the same situation as yesterday, I think. Feels like I got the same amount of... I didn't need to pick those, but whatever. I might have left over anyway, so it is what it is. We'll see. I still need to record Zenless. The Deadly Assault? Oh, that's medium distance and mile. I think it's Deadly Assault. Almost there. Then we'll be good. $103. There we go. With an S aptitude on long distance also. And then... there we go. All right. UA 6. It did kind of feel like it was around that, stats wise. It's like slightly under from the cap we got, but it was around the same as the McQueen I got, so yeah, it was probably similar in stats with the McQueen one. Probably. Not sure. Probably. But ended up with 2171 speed, 1791. Excuse me. Stamina, which is really close to 1800. 1536 power, 1157 guts, which is close to 1200. And then 1346 on wise, which is lower than what we've normally been getting, which was like around 1400 to 1500, I think. Probably closer to 1500, but not exactly 1500. Just averaging 1400 pretty much. But that is my best Orfevre, so I'll take that as a small win. I'll take that as a small win. But with that being said, guys, that's going to be it for this video. If you guys didn't make it this far, I do want to say thank you. If you guys can, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys are up to for the weekend. Let me know who you guys are bringing to the CM next week. And if there's anything else you want to talk about or ask me, just leave it down in the comment section down below. As long as appropriate, I'll go over it. And if you guys haven't joined the Discord server, link is down in the description down below. So with that being said, guys, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you once again. Have a good weekend. And as always, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.